Welcome to the guide. I'm Yo, that's Will, and a couple Christian dudes who love playing video games, so we're just here to help you out with the gaming industry from a Christian perspective. That's what we're all about.
Hence, game reviews from Christian dudes.
That's our tagline that we can never remember.
You can never remember.
That's right. I can never remember.
I'm excited for today. We're going to take a look again at Need for Speed, some car packs. What's up? What's up?
Sorry, I thought I saw Pokemon on there.
Yo's been heavily involved with Pokemon. The new Black and Whites are out.
Gotta
so
catch them all.
Take a look at that also.
False one.
So, let's start with Need for Speed.
All right.
I know you've been enjoying the new Lamborghini pack.
I have. The Lamborghini pack and the Porsche pack are both out for Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, and quite frankly, I think they're spectacular. I love them.
I think, yeah, me too. I can't find anything bad to say.
What's your favorite car?
It has to be the 1982 model 911 Turbo.
The thing is pretty sweet in the game. I'm not gonna lie. It's a car that just looks good.
Yeah,
It just looks good. It's a timeless classic.
It has a total retro feel, but it still totally keeps up in competition with the newer supercars.
Yeah, and it looks awesome. It's a lot of fun to drive. I like it has the kind of that throaty growl to it as you drive it. And I also like the new events in these new packs.
Yeah, the Porsche pack comes with 10 events, and then the Lamborghini pack comes with 6 events.
And I like some of the newer routes that they have you race on. They're really long, some of them. Like, I did a 10-minute race in one of those. Did you race that one?
I tried, and
did you make it to the end?
Halfway in, I was like, man, I'm just doing bad, and there's no point in finishing.
See, that's a great thing about a long race, though. I mean, you can catch up.
Yeah, but I get my spirit broken easily.
That's sad. Poor Will. But yeah, really cool events. A lot of them are longer races, and I really enjoy that. And I also like that you get new achievements with it. And
totally.
It's a good pack for the price.
Yeah, they're only $6.99 basically each pack.
560 Microsoft points. It's not a bad deal for what you get, and just a lot more to enjoy with Need for Speed Hot Pursuit.
Yeah, and the downloads are pretty quick and easy too.
Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That's one thing I don't know that I'm a fan of, because it seems to me, because the download's so quick, this is information that was on the disc, and what you're really doing is paying to unlock content that's already on the disc.
Yeah.
I'm not really a fan of that. If it's on the disc, I already paid for the disc.
It's a little sneaky.
I want it. I want everything that's on there. It is a little sneaky.
Yeah.
So not a super fan of that element of it, but still the content is really cool. And they didn't charge that much for it.
Yeah, you get plenty of entertainment.
But still, it's on there. It's mine already, I would think.
But yeah, just to let you know, the Porsche pack, it comes with the 911 Turbo.
Sorry.
Look out for Pokemon.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
The 959 and the 911 Speedster. And Lamborghini pack comes with the 80s model Countach, a Diablo SV, which is, I think, my favorite Lamborghini.
That was pretty cool.
And the Sesto Elemento, which is just ridiculously fast.
Yeah. So lots to enjoy, and check it out. And maybe you'll see us online, racing in our awesome Porsches and Lamborghinis. And moving on to...
So, over the past week, Pokemon Black and White have come out.
False one.
Which one did you choose?
I actually picked up Pokemon White, and there's a very important reason for that.
Please share.
The legendary Pokemon on the cover just looks way cooler than the other one. It's like this big black dragon-esque looking creature, and the other one looks like an oversized chicken that only has white feathers. It does. You've seen it.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong. But yeah, so I picked up Pokemon White. And for those of you who are not familiar with Pokemon, this is a good game to get in on the ground floor, because it has all new Pokemon. You won't come across any old versions of the Pokemon. So for fans who've been with the series a long time, that's exciting, because it's like a fresh experience. You're not going to see any old Pokemon showing up. For people who've never played before, you're not going to feel left out because you can't identify them. No one can identify these Pokemon. They're all new. So it's a great entry point for everybody. It kind of evens the playing field.
Yeah, it really sounds like it, and it sounds like the gym battles and storyline that you follow are pretty well planned.
Yeah, this one has more of a story-driven plot to it, which is interesting because it kind of deals with, should people imprison Pokemon and use them to battle with, is that really a bad thing? And so lots of kind of interesting ground that's not really covered. Like, just ideas are introduced.
Yeah.
They don't really, because it's a kid's game, so they don't really get into that very much. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, false alarm. Anyway, I do enjoy the story aspects of it. There's also rotation battles and triple battles that were introduced. But what's kind of curious about that is you don't really encounter those often enough for it to feel like it really makes an impact on the game.
Okay.
So, they could have been really cool, especially the triple battles add some new strategy, and the rotation battles adds a lot of strategy to the battles, but you don't encounter them very often, so it doesn't really change the game up as much as you might think. The rest of it is if you ever played Pokemon, it'll feel very familiar. It uses the same graphics engine, but what's interesting is they zoom in a little bit closer, so you can see the 3D elements a little bit better. So it looks better, despite the fact it really doesn't have improved graphics. The only time it doesn't look better is during the battles when it zooms in on the Pokemon. They look all pixelated.
Just like in a Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah. It's kind of disappointing that they didn't, but they have more animations when they battle, so they're not just sitting there and don't move, and then like they get hit and they shake a little bit. Remember how they used to be like that? So
not very effective.
No, yeah, exactly. Things are a little bit more lively this time around, so that it looks good. It's a good looking game, and I've really enjoyed it. It's challenging, it's addicting, it's all the things that you'd expect from Pokemon. And for those of you who want to play it, but you're like, I want to use my old Pokemon, once you get to the end of the game, you can import your Pokemon from a previous game.
So they make you wait until you beat it.
You have to finish this story, and then you can import your old Pokemon. But then there's more to do in the game. You can continue to explore
cool.
stuff.
That's very cool.
So you can bring in your old Pokemon. And going through the whole story, the whole concept of gotta catch them all really got me thinking about that's God's philosophy for this world.
He's hunting people, not Pokemon.
Exactly, he is. In 2 Peter, it talks about how he's not willing for any to be lost, for any to have to suffer through eternal death in hell. He wants to save everyone. He wants to catch them all.
But he wants to do it the right way, too. He doesn't want to snare you in a trap. He wants to show you, what he can do for you in your life and bring you in.
He doesn't use Pokeballs. He uses people.
Yeah.
It's up to us. We are the device, as it were, that he uses to capture people with the kindness and love of God. And as I was going through the game, I was really just thinking about how cool it is that God doesn't want to give up on anybody. He really wants to catch them all, and he wants us to be a part of that plan. So that's just one little element I pulled out of Pokemon. Isn't that weird? There was a time, do you remember there was a time where people would never have dared associate anything with Pokemon?
I remember
with God, because it was of the devil.
When Pokemon was making its entry on the Nintendo 64, there was a lot of debates about whether it was a quality game for kids to be playing.
So how times have changed.
And how you look at it too.
Yeah. So I'd give Pokemon 5 out of 7 for our rating. It's an excellent game, but there are a lot of familiar elements, and graphically, it's not a huge improvement, but they do some different things. So you think it looks better, and then you realize a few points, oh wait, it's really not. So 5 out of 7 for Pokemon White if you're interested in
And if you need to ask us any questions, ask Yo where you can find some legendary Pokemon. Johan at calvaryabq.org.
I missed.
And you can find me at will@m88.org. Send us your emails, questions, comments.
Also, more to read, reviews, news, and all the latest updates on what's going on in the gaming industry at hollywoodjesus.com.
And thanks for tuning in. We're gonna catch them all.